Heyo, welcome into CHGO Bets Daily, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app today and use promo code CHGO when you sign up. Welcome into a remote version of CHGO Bets Daily. I'm your host, Sean Anderson. Sorry for the delay. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson alongside me. My partner in degeneracy and the hottest man on planet Earth with a crazy bet and just betting day on the Lakers and Nuggets. It's Cody Delmendo. You can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. Congratulations.
What a day. My favorite part of LeBron's career was last night. I don't know how else to really say it. Honestly, I probably
shit ton of money, and his legacy, I guess, got tanked because everyone else on the Lakers sucks. Like the Lakers weren't supposed to be in this spot. I don't mean to. Go ahead, celebrate your victory, and then I'll go on my calm rant.
I hear you because I, in some form of fashion, agree because I have forced myself to appreciate his greatness in the back half of his career. I have forced myself to do it, Sean. But at the same time, this guy broke my heart way too many damn times. I'll take any moment to shit on him whenever he fails. That said, my favorite part of LeBron's career was last night when he scored 35 points in 3 quarters. At plus 600 for him to go 35 or more. I saw a tweet. I can't remember the guy's name. I quote tweeted it. But apparently in elimination games, LeBron's averaging 35 points a game. So I was like, I'm in. You say no more. And also the parlay that I gave on the show yesterday. It was a lock. It hit in the early part of the fourth quarter.
I mean, at the first half, literally, he was at 31-4-4. Yeah. I was ready to tweet at you being like, wow, what a day. But I didn't want to jinx it. And even then, he got to 35 or 36, 7 points. So I was like, all right, at least I'll congratulate him on the 35 plus points, but the parlay hasn't hit yet. He finishes with 40, 10, and 9.
Yeah.
The thing that I hate about our generation, and you choose very interesting words there of saying shit. So that's part of the delay here. But part of the reason I hate this generation that we grow up in, LeBron is clearly the best player that I have ever seen. I only saw Wizards Jordan. I have a Wizards Jordan jersey, right? But I didn't have the connection to the Bulls because I was well past, the 6 titles, and I wasn't really a Bulls fan. LeBron's the best player I've ever seen. The man was out of it. The team was completely out of it at the trade deadline, and they made it to the Western Conference Finals. Yes, they got swept. Well. LeBron in that game scored 40 points, had 10 rebounds, 9 assists, and shot 15 of 25 from the field, 4 from 7 from 3. And that's a bad game. I'm just saying, yes, whatever. Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
I don't think anyone's saying that he had a bad game.
No one is. But it's just who cares about the legacy stuff? The guy just had an incredible game. That's awesome. We should just be celebrating that. Who cares about the actual GOAT conversation? Because, we have all of eternity to talk about that, right? Can we just celebrate the ridiculous parlay that you just hit? Because it's insane. Plus 600 and then plus 300 on the actual LeBron one. It's an incredible performance, right? Thank you, Sarah. Plus 180.
The parlay was plus 180. I could have gone up a little bit more on the assists and rebounds, but I'm just glad I didn't, because that would have been a really big sweat. But
Mm-hmm.
so I'll take I put 25 on the parlay, won $45 out of it, put $10 on the 35 plus points, and won 60 because it was plus 600. I had Nuggets money line 25, won me 33. And then I live bet Denver at halftime plus 11.5. You kidding me? They're up 3-0 in the series. They closed the half on with some momentum. I thought 11.5 was laughable, and it really was, because it took them 6 minutes to cut the game to literally a tie game. I wish I'd put the rest of my DraftKings Sportsbook account money on the live line, just because. But I laughed so hard. I was like, no way. There's no way that the Nuggets aren't going to make a run at this. So, yeah, it was a very profitable night. I needed it because the Cubs are tearing me to shreds these last 3 weeks. Also, Mariners -2. They won 12-2, beat the A's. Fading the A's continues to be very profitable. Yeah, I think the only bet I lost yesterday was the hit parlay on the White Sox game, and I came one leg short. So
was it Andrew Vaughn?
No, it was Moncada.
Oh yeah, Vaughn got a hit. Did he?
Yeah.
He got a hit.
You got it.
Did you take Vaughn?
I had Vaughn, Robert, and Moncada, and Moncada is the one who did get a hit, and he had a chance in the 8th inning. I think that was his last at bat. I was following it on the MLB at bat app, sweating it, and he didn't get a hit. So
they had 3 damn hits yesterday. So hitting a hit parlay would have been real.
Would have been impressive if it hit.
Would have been impressive, yeah.
So
anyway,
who
would have thought?
It was a very profitable night on the NBA, and to piggyback what you're saying about LeBron, like, again, I really hated him when he was with Miami, but I mean, he's 38 and he's played as long as he has, and he continues to put up these kinds of numbers. It's kind of pointless to hate anymore. But
he's 38, put up 40, 10, 9, shot 15 to 25, and like is clearly gassed.
Right. Like, clearly gassed.
Which is okay, because again, let's check the notes. He's 38.
Yeah. And he played the entire first half. He didn't even sit. Literally. He came out with 4 seconds to go in the second quarter. I think that was the only time he ever technically sit. 4 seconds, dude.
And he had 31, 4, and 4.
Yeah.
So when your best player is 38 years old, and maybe that's the issue, that nobody else under the age of 30 is stepping up.
That said, and I know he was gassed, but him passing the ball in the final minute when they could have tied the game, it was as telling about his entire career to me than anything else, because obviously he's the only one doing shit. Anthony Davis, I know he ended up having like 20 points or whatever, bunch of rebounds, but he didn't have a great game, man. A bunch of the other guys missed a bunch of layups. And that at that point, with your season on the line, him passing the ball was as telling as it ever is when it comes to the GOAT debate. That's all I'll say. That's how I feel about it.
I mean, just correct me if I'm wrong. 26 seconds, LeBron misses a 20-foot jump shot, and then LeBron grabbed Murray's missed shot with 6 seconds left. He grabbed the rebound with 4. They called the timeout, and then Aaron Gordon blocked LeBron's jumper.
I think it was before
the last 2 shots. No,
he passed the ball, and then I think it was to Schroeder, who then tried to pass it to Austin Reeves, but the Nuggets tipped it and it went out of bounds. They had like 3 seconds to go on the shot clock, and it led to LeBron taking that shot that hit off the side of the backboard. They wasted an entire shot clock of LeBron just standing at the top of the key, dribbling, wasting clock, for him to pass it with like maybe 7-8 seconds on the shot clock and then not getting nothing out of it. Again, to me, that's one where he's been dominating, going like driving to the basket all night. Why does he not do that again? I don't know. I get he's gassed. He had a great game. I'm not putting anything against him in that. But when it comes to the GOAT debate, Michael Jordan's taking that shot every single time, and he didn't do it. And that's, to me, that is the one thing that will always separate him from LeBron.
I'm not gonna. I don't.
That's not this show. We're talking about sports.
We're not talking about the reason why we're late is I stepped on cat shit in my office. It was a horrific event. I feel like Mark Carmen. He had dog shit on his foot one time, and it just seems like a very calm story to tell. But I walk immediately into my office, and I just feel squish. And I'm like, I start screaming. And my girlfriend thought that somebody died. Nope. My sock is just ruined. It was a horrific experience, a horrific feeling. And all I want to do is win money gambling to make me feel better. We're going to
do it today. It's a new
we're
day.
Gonna take,
How did you do yesterday? Did you take any?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. What's a new day?
Well, Hunter Gaddis apparently is the bane of my existence.
You
a
had
lot of my
Sox over
props,
4.5 runs. That didn't work out.
A lot of my props were White Sox props. They didn't win the first 5 innings, Cody, so that's a loss. They didn't win the game, so that's another loss. They didn't score over 4.5 runs, so that's a loss. There was a couple hit parlays, and they only got 3 hits, so. That's a loss. So it wasn't the best. I should have tailed you. So maybe that's what I'll be doing tonight. Let's take a quick break though, and then we'll jump into the betting. We'll talk about the red hot Christopher Morel, and shout out to everybody that's hanging out with us in the chat, like our guy James Orlando. We'll hopefully get you a home run parlay, and Rob Maddock as well, and Craig as well, who just popped up. Craig saying go Cubs, Cody. I know you're feeling all tough about him, but Christopher Morel exists. Does that help?
Yeah, because he's doing unreal shit right now.
Absolutely.
Like 8 homers in 11 games. It's unreal.
We could stop using the word shit, by the way.
Sorry.
Anyways,
he's doing unreal stuff right now.
No, I'm just saying I'm traumatized. Anyways, let's let you know about our favorite. Let's tell you about our favorite sponsor. Summer's coming. Are you ready to unveil your beach bod? Manscaped is here to ensure your body is ready for the wild with their game-changing full body grooming and hygiene products. Don't be the guy at the beach with the Austin Power chest hair. And if you grew some winter man tits, the least you can do is make sure they're hairless. It's time to get ready for hot guy summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with code CHGO. Manscaped is dedicated to helping you increase your confidence and level up your full body grooming game with the Performance Package 4.0. And the kit comes with the essential Lawnmower 4.0 waterproof cordless body trimmer and a ton of other liquid formations to round out your grooming routine. And hey, it's a lifesaver. That waterproof trimmer. I mean, it's real easy to just take care of yourself in the shower, folks. So hey, who doesn't love hygiene? And you also get 2 free gifts. You get the Shed Travel Bag, which is a $39 added value, and the patented high performance reduced chafing Manscaped boxers. So get 20% off and free shipping with code CHGO at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with code CHGO at manscaped.com. Trim your chesticles with the besticles. I am just so frazzled by, again, stepping on cat shit. So I apologize for the bad read there. All right, Cody, let's get into Cubs and Mets. Christopher Morel, an 11-game hitting streak. He's gotten a hit in every single game since getting called up from AAA. He has a home run in 4 games. Jared Willis, our CHGO colleague, said that this is the hottest he's ever seen a baseball player in his life. Do you agree? Are you just tailing Christopher Morel in some way? How can people bet on him?
Well, you can get him to get a hit tonight at -125 against Kodai Senga, who's starting for the Mets. I don't hate it. And he's in the hit parlay today. But over the weekend, I don't want to say I blindly did this, but I basically did. I took him under 1.5 strikeouts and over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. And I believe the hits plus runs plus RBIs prop hit all 3 days over the weekend while they were in Philadelphia. The strikeouts one did not hit on Sunday, but it hit 2 of the 3. So the only reason I haven't placed that bet today is because there's just not a lot of value in it. I think you can get the hits plus runs plus RBIs prop at +120 last I checked, which is decent value. Maybe I'll probably play it again just because it's been hitting. But so like I said, I have Morel in the hit parlay today. So I guess we'll start with that. Morel, like I said, you can get him at -120.
Nico's back.
And Nico Horner's back. He had a great game on Friday. Not so much Saturday or Sunday. But he has the highest odds to get a hit tonight. Leading off. Yeah, I'm gonna ride with him, and then Pete Alonso. For some reason, he just always plays well at Wrigley. He's got decent numbers against Drew Smiley. I don't know if the wind will be blowing out or not at Wrigley Field tonight, but yeah, there's days I feel good about the Cubs offense, and there's days that I don't. And the fact that none of them have ever seen Kodai Senga except for Seiya Suzuki, just because they played in Japan. I don't know how to feel going into this one in terms of the hit parlay. So I just went with the hottest hitter, the one who's going to get the most at bats, and Pete Alonso, who is like the best home run hitter in baseball right now. So $10 at plus 282 will win you around $28. So
yeah.
That's the one. The one single play I do have put in for this game tonight, Seiya Suzuki over a half walk. So he just needs to walk once. You get it plus 115. The one thing about Kodai Senga that I've noticed in his box scores is he's been walking 3 to 4 guys in almost every outing this year. So he struggled with command. I would have used Ian Happ, but he's at minus 140. That's like, I mean, I would, if you want to lay the juice, I recommend it. Ian Happ's walking tonight at some point. But I'll take Suzuki just because I feel like he at least has an idea of what he's going to see, and you get it at plus odds. But yeah, if you want to lay the money on Ian Happ, I think it's a great bet. I just don't. It's just not enough juice for me at minus 140. So that's right now. That's as far as this game. That's where I'm at. Seiya Suzuki over a half walk at plus 115. It's the money line is minus 110 for both teams. Is pretty even. Smiley's been really good at home, especially, but just in general, Cubs have lost 7 and 9. I don't know. I know the Mets have been kind of underwhelming to this point in the year, but
I know you just also get a little sick when you're betting on the Cubs, just because you want them to win so badly, and then you're tying your money into it, so it just kind of gets a little messy. I get it with the Sox too, because I experienced it yesterday. I thought Hunter Gaddis was such a lock to. Did you know he had a 16.50 ERA at home before pitching against the White Sox yesterday? 16.50.
I did not.
That's horrible.
That's awful.
They hit 5 home runs off of him last time they saw him. They had 3 hits yesterday.
That's
baseball, it doesn't. It is, and I hate it.
Yeah,
I love it because
it's like everyone was furious, and for every Cubs fan was furious on Sunday when they faced Taijuan Walker. He's got a 6 ERA and all this and stuff. At least that guy's got a track record of being good. But the fact that the Cubs didn't do anything against him, considering how bad he's been for the Phillies so far this year, it's frustrating. It's annoying. It doesn't make any sense.
If it makes you feel any better, the White Sox also did nothing. I think the only other good start he had was against the other side of town. So we both suck. Yay.
We stink.
We stink. Thank you, Carlos Zambrano. All right. The one bet I have for the Sox, I think it's worth a sprinkle. Plus 300, first strikeout thrown, Logan Allen versus Dylan Cease. Cease is at plus 300. Logan Allen did get a strikeout in the first 3 that he faced against the Sox. Luis Roberts struck out swinging. He did have 5 strikeouts the last time he saw the White Sox. And we've had a couple examples of the White Sox seeing a pitcher and then 5 days later seeing that pitcher again. They're not always like jumping on them, but I do think that they'll be over aggressive enough where it is very possible that Logan Allen gets out of the first inning with 3 ground outs or 3 pop outs or whatever in under 10 pitches, just because the White Sox are going to be extremely aggressive. So I could see them not striking out today because they're trying to get to Logan Allen
in the first inning.
Yeah. So basically I'm just hoping no strikeout in the first inning for Logan Allen, and then Dylan Cease strikes out somebody in the first inning,
which is something he's really good at. I like those odds actually.
It's a tough. I mean, the guy that he would have to get is probably Rosario, because it goes Quan, Rosario, and then Ramirez.
Yeah,
J-Ram's a tough guy to strike out. Quan's obviously a tough guy to strike out. So I mean, even the part of that order is going to get be tough to get a strikeout in, but. It's plus 300, right? I mean, it's Dylan Cease, right?
Yeah, that's really good value for a guy like Dylan Cease. So I don't hate it. I'd sprinkle.
I don't hate it either. But I mean, I don't know if I can give it a ringing endorsement. Also, I do want to give one home run bet for this game because our guy James Orlando is here, so he's our guy. I think I'm gonna take Yasmani Grandal over total bases. I think he will likely be the DH today, and I think that over 1.5 at plus 155 is a decent bet. So there you go. That is your bet for the day. I know it's not a home run bet for you, James Orlando. I'll try to sprinkle in a couple, but we're going to go to the red hot Cody Delmendo for his NBA picks.
Oh, it's time. All right.
Time.
All right. So we got game 4, Miami and Boston tonight. Oh, also before I get to this, Mariners -2 plus 110 against the A's tonight. I placed
the A's, but of course.
I placed it at 1 a.m. because I couldn't fall asleep last night, and I remembered I should probably get this bet in. So yeah, and I bought up a half point to get the plus odds because I think at minus 1.5 it was like minus 115. So give me -2 at plus 110. Sign me up. All right. Now the NBA tonight. Miami and Boston. Miami's up 3-0. They're playing in Miami. Miami's completely dominated the series. Unlike what you said about the Lakers and all this stuff, the Celtics were pretty heavily favored to win this series. And I think I saw a tweet last night that said LeBron losing respectful, or the Lakers losing respectfully to the Nuggets because they were a 7 seed. No one thought they'd get that far, and they were in every single game. Now, this series, the Celtics, outside of I guess the 2 games at home were pretty close, but losing the first 2 games at home and then getting embarrassed in game 3, the Heat have disrespectfully just dominated the Celtics. So I want to take Boston tonight, and I haven't fully decided, but I'm leaning Boston. But I also like the idea that I can get Miami at minus 1.5 on the spread. So I think I'm going to go with Miami at minus 1.5 because they're at home. It's a closeout game. And tonight's same game parlay is Gabe Vincent 1+ steal, Jason Tatum 10+ rebounds, Max Strus, Chicago legend, DePaul legend 2+ threes, and Miami minus 1.5. And you can get that plus 500. I think that's really good odds. Again, you can get Boston on the money line at plus 100, I think. But it's hard to believe in anything that Boston's doing. I feel like their coaches kind of lost the locker room. He didn't have them ready to play for game 3, and they're down 2-0 in the series. They go to Miami and just get stomped, like embarrassingly stomped. It's hard, but I think I'm going to go with Miami tonight to finish the series, get 2 conference final sweeps. But my 2 single plays, Gabe Vincent over 1.5 steals plus blocks at plus 190. He's gone over this in every game, and he's coming off a great game. He scored 29 in game 3 against Boston. He had a block and a steal. The game before that, he had 2 steals. And the game before that, he had a block and a steal. So, how I've been putting Gabe Vincent in the parlay for him to just get a steal. That's literally been a lock this entire postseason. But it's at plus 190 because you're asking for 2 here for either 2 blocks or 2 steals, whatever.
Or a steal and a block.
Yes. He had in game 3, he had a steal and a block. He had 2 steals in game 2, and in game 1, he had a steal and a block. It's 3-0 in its last 3. So I'm riding that at plus 190. I think that's great odds. And then I'm kind of channeling the LeBron bet from last night. Jason Tatum, 40+ points at plus 550. He had an awful game, bro. And game 3 is awful. And they're down 3-0. I think he's going to come out really aggressive tonight. He might have 20+ points at halftime. I think that this is a great play to make on a game like this where the Celtics are desperate and they need him to show up and be the guy.
Our friends over at DraftKings Sportsbook have a boost that I think kind of plays into this. Jason Tatum to score 25+ points. So I mean, there you go. I think you like that part of the prop. And then Jimmy Butler to score 25 plus. So it's Jimmy Butler and Jason Tatum to score 25 plus points each, boosted to plus 150. Do you like that? You mentioned Tatum scoring 14 in the last game. Jimmy only scored 16 in the last game. However, first two games, Jimmy had 35 and 27, going over that 25 total. And Jason Tatum in the first two games had 30 and 34. And as you mentioned, too, in game 7, that final game against Philly, Jason Tatum dropped 51. So we've seen him when backs are up against the wall, have a nice game. So obviously like 40 plus points for Tatum, but the Butler side, do you like that at plus 150?
I do, just because like game 3, like everyone was making shots for them, like whether it's Strus hitting the 3, Gabe Vincent, 29 points. You think Gabe Vincent's going to put up 29 again? I don't like, he's played very well, but like, this is an undrafted guy who, no one had heard about, even knew about a year or two ago. Right. Like, I'm not expecting him to even hit 20 tonight. Will he be a really good role player that helps them win tonight? Yeah, I could see that. But I think they're going to need a little bit more offense out of Butler tonight, especially if they want to close the series out. And honestly, like, you might say that there's a lot of pressure on Boston to keep this series alive, but also there's a lot of pressure on Miami here, because now Denver has, the rest time here, right? And so Miami knows that if they want to be rested the same as Denver, they need to win tonight. So I think that they have the coaching advantage with Spoelstra. I think they got, they've clearly dominated in all facets of the series, shooting the 3 especially. Yeah, so I think I'm going to take Miami in tonight's game. But I think Tatum's going to have a great game and at least do everything he can to send them back to Boston. I think we get a close one tonight, though. So, and that's, if it is close, then I think you're going to get memorable performances out of Tatum and Butler. So I do like the boost. I do like that boost.
Hell yeah. All right. And make sure you can go over on the best sports book in America, DraftKings Sportsbook, for that plus 150 boost for the superstar super boost for Jimmy Butler and Jason Tatum to both score 25 plus points. All right. Final bet I have. Rich Hill is on the bump for the Pirates. I love to see it. So we're going to go and bet some homer props in that game. There are two guys that I like. I really like betting right-handed hitters at PNC. Just because they don't have that wall. There's a pretty low wall. And if you really pull it down the line too, there's kind of that nice little gap by that foul pole. It's kind of very right hitter friendly. And with Rich Hill, I mean, that's going to be, with a soft tossing lefty, the ability to try to pull the ball in the air. I really like Corey Seager tonight to hit a homer. I also like Adolis Garcia to hit a homer. I also like Marcus Semien to hit a homer. So I think my official plays, I could probably take 4 people to hit a homer too. I mean, I could even throw Jonah Heim in there, but I think Heim's injured. But we'll go Adolis Garcia plus 390, and we'll go Marcus Semien plus 500. Those are my plays. All right, folks. All right, James Orlando. I know you're a home run parlay sicko. So there's the 2 people that I would throw into a home run parlay.
As much as everyone knows, I love betting against the A's. And listen, Luis Medina going again for the A's tonight, and we've seen that he's not great. So, and Julio Rodriguez coming off an unreal game, so you can get him at plus 340. Not the best home run odds, but I kind of like it. Or Jared Kelenic, who hit a homer last night as well.
He's been on fire.
And he's been on fire, plus 380. Yeah. I think we could see some homers in Seattle tonight as well. I don't know what the wind is like at Wrigley, but I'm sure Pete Alonso isn't a bad home run bet. Personally.
It's a nice warm day. So I would say, especially Drew Smyly. I mean, you called that on Bregman last time. So I do like that. I also like Lindor. Lindor, I feel like likes hitting curveballs. That's just very much eye test and feel, but maybe those are 4 home run plays for you. They're Orlando.
And if you really want to keep riding the Christopher Morel hot streak, I mean, getting him at plus 600 is pretty awesome.
Yeah, who's the bump? Who's on the bump for
Kodai Senga? Who's a heavy strikeout guy, and I think that one thing that Morel has done since he's got back, I mean, the strikeouts have cut down a little bit over the weekend against Philly, but against Houston, he had multiple 3 strikeout games, and he's never seen Kodai Senga, so I don't know. But if the Cubs can get him out of the game early, I mean, maybe would do better against their bullpen. I'm not sure, but
we'll see.
You can get him at
maybe he'll leave
not bad.
Maybe Kodai will leave a ghost fork up, and Christopher Morel will hit it out to Waveland. Do you hit it out to Waveland? Where do you hit it?
Christopher Morel would hit it out to Waveland. Yeah,
there you go. Hey, look at me. I'm a Cubs diehard. All right. You can follow Cody on Twitter at Cubs. Not at Cubs. At Cody_CHGO. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. This is a very long CHGO Bets. Thank you to Sarah for producing it. And sorry I stepped in cat shit. We'll talk to you on Thursday. No show tomorrow when we are millionaires.